Today, we're talking about how Netflix's live-action adaptation of Avatar: The Last Airbender is different from the animated one. Fans might have enjoyed the original series for its amusing quality, and even though it would be wrong to say that it's a show for kids, there's no denying that the target audience was, in fact, younger viewers. But people who liked it for this very reason may have a bone to pick with the upcoming live-action series. First, we have reasons for how the live-action series will be different from the animated one. In an interview with Comic Book, Paul Sun-Hyung, who will be playing Iroh, confirmed that the live-action series will be quite different from the animated one. This is because the story will be probing deeper into the books, and that means the exploration of more themes. This can allude to the idea that the show will not necessarily be targeted toward kids anymore. Perhaps Netflix would even issue an age rating for the series, but we're not sure about that yet. Paul also says the character arcs will be much more mature this season. This means we might get to know characters and their relationships with each other in more depth. Paul's own character, Iroh, is described as Prince Zuko's uncle who will be looking out for his banished nephew. Similarly, we'll also be seeing other characters explored thoroughly. Though it hasn't been confirmed, we can also expect adult themes to be in the show, as it isn't targeted toward kids. Paul doesn't seem to have a problem with all of this. He says he's okay with the exploration of any theme as long as the show does justice to the original story. We're just hoping to see a well-made series that can be enjoyed by everyone alike. Second, we have information about the cast and crew of the series. Right now, we don't know how faithful the live-action series will remain to the source material, but if we have a great team on board, we can expect a desirable outcome. Even though the original creators of Avatar: The Last Airbender, Michael Dante DiMartino and Brian Konietzko, will definitely have an influence on the show, they won't be working on it. Instead, we'll be seeing a bunch of newcomers. Albert Kim, who fans may know from Sleepy Hollow, will simultaneously act as a writer and showrunner. The executive producer team will consist of Roseanne Liang, Lindsey Liberatore, Dan Lin, and Michael Goy, along with Albert Kim again. Also, the series will be directed by Roseanne Liang, Michael Goy, and Jabar Raisani. The cast will also consist of some newcomers. While Paul Sun-Hyung plays Iroh, Ian Ousley will play Sokka, Gordon Cormier will play Aang, and Kia Wentio will play Katara. Lastly, it has also been confirmed that Daniel Dae Kim will join as Fire Lord Ozai. Fans may remember him from popular shows such as Lost and Hawaii Five-0. Before the creators left, they announced that they were excited to see the live-action series in production and stressed the diverse cast that had been chosen. So it seems like the show has a very promising crew on board, and we're excited to see what changes they bring to it. Next, we have some plot information about the series. Netflix hinted at some plot details of the show, which further allowed fans to distinguish between the live-action adaptation and the animated series. Firstly, it's important to know that the storyline will primarily be the same as the animated series. Those who are familiar with the world of Avatar: The Last Airbender will know that it's split into 4 separate nations. These are the elements: Fire Nation, Air Nomads, Water Tribes, and the Earth Kingdom. Only a handful of people, called the Benders, have elemental powers that they can use in various activities. Avatar is known as the sole being who has the power of using all 4 elements. The plot will follow Aang, who happens to be the recent Avatar from the Air Nomad tribe. He had been asleep for 100 years in the Avatar state and is now woken by 2 members of the Water tribe, Sokka and Katara. When he's told about the chaos being caused by the Fire Nation, he goes on a mission of mastering the rest of the elemental powers so he can bring order and stability to the world. The live-action series will mainly be following this same storyline, but as highlighted earlier, it'll be exploring its themes in a deeper and more mature way. Then, we have episodic and release information about the show. Fans have already been predicting when the show will come out and how long it'll be. We have some confirmations regarding this from Netflix. It has been announced that the series will have 8 episodes in total, just like many other Netflix shows do. Originally, fans had expected 10, but it turns out that they're hour-long each, so we're sure they'll be able to wrap everything up in this duration. Back in 2018, it was confirmed that production would begin the following year, but due to the COVID-19 pandemic, it was delayed to 2021. Finally, in November, filming began in Vancouver, Canada, and that's when the new cast members were also announced. Production continued up till May 2022, when a journalist reported that the producers were looking for extras to star in the 2-part finale. This was indirectly a confirmation that the season's finale will be split into 2 parts, so maybe episode 8 will be divided into part 1 and part 2. On 17th June, it was announced that filming had officially been completed. This meant the duration of production on this season had been 7 months in total. A wrap party was held for the cast and crew the following day to celebrate their success. As far as the release date is concerned, we can't be certain, but a late 2022 or early 2023 release can be expected. After all, the show just wrapped up filming in June. Now time for some other news. First off, Netflix's use of LED technology in the show earned it a world record. It had been revealed by Netflix earlier that innovative LED technology was being used during the production of its live-action adaptation of Avatar: The Last Airbender. What nobody expected, however, was that it would get a world record for it. The Guinness World Record Board recognized Netflix for using the world's largest LED stage during the production process. This was used to create virtual images on screen, just like other shows such as The Mandalorian did beforehand. But what made this one so unique was its size. Fans were delighted to hear this because it meant the visual effects of the show would be breathtaking. We're excited to see how well shot the show turns out to be, as everyone's eager to find out for themselves what led the production to get a world record. Next, we have news that Kuruk may have a larger role in the live-action series. Recently, a report suggested that Avatar Kuruk will be a part of the Netflix adaptation of Avatar: The Last Airbender. In fact, it has been stressed that his role will be quite prominent in the show, much more than it was in the animated one. Fans who've seen the original series will remember his character as being a legendary warrior who comes to warn tribes of the devastating effects of losing the upcoming war. He's known to have lost the love of his life in an earlier war, which is why his personality is so melancholic. It's also why he's so eager to inform the tribes of what could happen if they lose. Netflix hasn't revealed who they've cast as Kuruk in the show, but it'll definitely be someone of indigenous descent. His character will only be shown in 2 episodes, but will be an extremely important part of both. Fans who are curious to see more of him in the animated version can now look forward to seeing his character being explored in depth. Lastly, first look photos of the Netflix series were leaked by a fan. Recently, photos released on the internet showed fans a first look at the live-action Netflix series. However, these images were not released by Netflix itself. They were leaked by people who managed to snap some shots from the set in Vancouver. A Reddit user uploaded these photos on the platform, leading thousands of fans to reshare them on social media. One of these showed the gates of a fortress and green screens in the background, which means the photo was from a particular scene. We don't know for sure what was being filmed there because no actors were seen in the image, but it gave fans some insight into what kinds of equipment were being used on set. Other images showed the throne room of the Fire Nation and the landscape of the Water Tribe. What fans noticed here was that these looked similar to the designs in the animated series. The Fire Nation throne room had the exact same aesthetics, while the Water Tribe landscape also looked similar with mountainous and Arctic physical features. So official photos haven't been released by Netflix yet, but we're expecting them to be out soon. And that's a wrap for this video. What did you think about the differences between the live action and animated series? And what are you most looking forward to seeing in the Netflix show? Let us know in the comments below. Do give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell notification for similar videos. See you in the next one.